of our attorneys. Finally, on Sunday, 3 August 2025, I had my meeting with the IDT CEO and the entity spokesperson, Mapfalane. They had taken morning flights from Joburg to Cape Town, and our meeting took place at the same restaurant near Stellenbosch. Things had changed quite drastically since my last meeting with the spokesperson. Malaka had just recently been suspended by the IDT's board over the oxygen plants scandal that we'd exposed last year. However, Malaka was evidently still very anxious about my latest investigation into her waterfall property. She clearly didn't want the story to ever see the light of day.
So I just want to close this chapter.
Yeah, no, sure.
I think I will need you to close this chapter.
Yeah, no, sure.
It's too much.
Yes, yeah, no, there's a thing a lot. Yeah.
My parents are old. They couldn't sleep over the last weekend.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Sure. No, absolutely, yeah. No. Yeah, so...
I just thought, for someone that thinks I can't speak in Tebogo Phasha, as much as I trust him, I'm his boss.
Oh, okay.
So let me...
I was wondering about that. Now, did you decide beforehand to break up and then this meant you talk or, yeah? Okay, yeah. Okay, no, sure.
So you will advise me.
Yeah. Yes, so, okay, well, I think Pasha initiated the discussion with me, I think it was early June, and obviously at that point, I assume that's kind of the issue here, the waterfall hours. I'm quite advanced with that, to be honest. I'll be frank with you.
I want it closed. I don't want you to be writing about it. I don't want anything coming out of
Yeah, no, sure. Let me give Pasha a call quickly.
Family, let's talk about the story of Malaka. The story of Malaka and Pasha is really amazing. When we look at the big, because we can be given a story as we see it playing. I know this is Daily Maverick, they do the kind of investigation, but at some point, we have to ask ourselves, this deal was an 800 million deal. I think it was 136 million deal. Okay, even if Malaka was a CEO, there are some, in this puzzle, there are some spaces that needs to be filled out. How do we fill out this puzzle to get the whole picture of the story? Because what Daily Maverick did, it was a fantastic job because they brought the receipts, which is the video. That shows the action, everything. It was on display. Fine, this was a trap. I think, in my mind, it's not for the first time Malaka bribe whoever wanted to broadcast the story and expose her with her dealings. Even though we think it was not the first time she has been. Let's come back to the picture of the money, the 800 million. This is not small money. We have to ask ourselves, who are the big fishes here that are not in this puzzle? Because we cannot say the puzzle is complete. This puzzle is not complete until we know the big fish. There are some big fishes here that yet are not exposed. I hope by the time they decide to arrest Malaka, I think that is the day. On that investigation of the police, If the police will be fair, I wish this case of Malika can be given to Mkwanazi and investigate this case of. I think Mkwanazi should be the one arresting this girl. And once she's arrested, Mkwanazi has to sit down with. We need investigators like Mkwanazi who can sit down with to get the big fishes, because there is something here. Because once we get these other investigators who are used to this bribing and everything, we will not get to the bottom of this case of Malika, because Malika is working with certain people that now are not in the picture. We might conclude the story and say Malika is corrupt and all this and all this. Yes, she is corrupt. She has been caught red-handed on the bribe side. But what about the side that we don't know? How do we get to connect the puzzle on the side that we don't know? Because we have to connect the side that we don't know. How do we connect it? We need to get a proper investigator who will be fair and really investigate the case without being bribed. So far now, the team of Mkwanazi is the team that is most feared, and anybody who can be investigated by this team, more especially on this case of Malika, we can see big heads rolling here. Because once we get these small fish investigators that will be easily bribed and told, don't just skip this, don't touch here, just push her in and this and this and that, we'll not get the facts. But once we get somebody who is going to go to the gist of the investigation and find out what is hidden in the bottom, then we get something that we did not know. Because it might look, this 800 million, there's a lot, and there's so much people involved. This is not the only deal this lady has done. But we need, let us not be fooled by showing us this, but let us see the bigger picture when it's displayed, when we get proper investigators. This must not be rushed to the small investigators that will easily be bribed and they will just push everything under the carpet, because there is more into this case of Malika. I cannot believe 800 million, that lady can just do the deal by herself. Sure, she did get a cut. And to show that her dealings are not matured, a matured somebody who's doing such deals, knowing very well, Daily Maverick, that when they investigate you, they want to expose you. They tried it with EFF, they failed. They brought up a card that the card was following Malema wherever he is, talking about the VBS thing, but they missed the point because that was just a smear campaign. They were sent to go and smear Julius Malema on the air because they don't like the policies of the EFF. They feel like if EFF at some point gets into power, a lot of these big shots will feel the pinch. They don't want him near power. Even DA made sure that they will fight to the bitter end. So that is why I say, in this case, for this lady just to go to a restaurant, because this bribe was not professional. She has been planted on this. Because maybe somebody wants the case to just go away. Let me plant this one and make her go and bribe there. Then the whole picture will turn from somebody else to her, so that we can see her as the most corrupt CEO. There are a lot of people who are involved in this scandal. Most professional people who steal money from government, or professional thieves, how they operate is they can make appointment with whoever for a bribe. They will say, okay, let's meet in such and such a place. But before they meet in that place, they will have their spies first who will reach that place and sit as if, because they want to see if they are not being planted. Or, people who do deals, they are very smart. They are not stupid. So this girl has been pushed into this to go and bribe, so that the whole picture can turn to her. So we can say, oh, she's the one who is so corrupt and all this and all this. No. I don't buy the story. The story that I buy is there are big fish behind her. While I was talking about how these big dealers play their game, they always make sure they go to a clean place. They first send their own people to go and say, to monitor every move that is happening there. To understand, it can be a coffee shop, whatever. That person will just go there. Those few people will be sent there just to monitor the movement and everything that is going on. If there are cameras that are being planted, whatever is being done, or who are coming in and out, how people are grouping up there, you will easily figure out. They'll be sent maybe 3 hours even before the deal, or even 4 hours before the deal, so that they can see if the place, they scan the place until they are satisfied, and they will be communicating, don't come. We think there's something wrong here. If you come here, you'll be in a big problem. So that's why I say this lady didn't understand. She's been pushed. Somebody's trying to smear the case on her, but it's the big fish behind that wants that case to be on her, so that we can all say, because now it's on social media and everywhere in the news, everybody's writing the story about her and saying all these kind of things. No, there's something wrong here. Most dealers, if they scan there, if they feel that place is not right, the people they have sent in that place, at the last minute, Once that person gets into the place that that dealer has to meet that person to pay those proceeds to that person, then he will easily call and say, let's change the venue. I'm not coming there. Just meet me somewhere. I'm in this such and such a restaurant. They change venues because if that person already has planted something there, if it's a investigative journalist or whatever it might be, then that person will just cancel the deal and say, okay, no, let's meet some other time. This is not going to happen today because now the story will not connect. She will not move, or he will not, or that group will not move. Whoever this guy comes with, like the Daily Maverick, because there were cameras that were planted somewhere. Because you see when he is moving from the table. Because even when you look at the pictures, they were zooming in, zooming out. There was somebody was controlling something was planted somewhere. The camera was planted because they positioned everything, they tested everything. They knew that we'll use this table, and in this table, this is where everything will happen. So the story of Malaka, I don't buy it. There's more into the story, and there are big fish that are behind this. And I'm sorry for her that she has been caught in between the rock and surface, but that is what ANC gives us every time. Because until we get the big fishes, but this case should be investigated by really serious people. Because if it is not investigated by really serious people, a lot of things will be left behind. Now, some of we'll still have the same people who are keeping on looting our country without realizing that all the money is going to these mafias that we don't know in the country, who are running our country from behind. We don't even know their faces. They're faceless. Because I don't buy the story of this CO, Pasha and Tebogo Malak. I don't buy it. There's more into it. What do you think, family? Do you think there is more into it? Do you think she was planted, or it's just my exaggeration, that I'm exaggerating things, that maybe this is this? But what I know, people who deal with this kind of bribery, they don't just come with like that and just bring money. You plant somebody there, he comes and start, because the deal, when you look at the deal, they communicated they are going to meet there. But now this lady is saying, I don't want this to come out in the news and all this. It has to stop and all these kind of things. And, then until this guy say yes, then this lady now say, okay. And when you look at it, it's like the same guy from Daily Maverick. He's the same guy who's calling that other guy, who's a pasha, who called pasha, to come to the, like, okay, he might have had the number, it's okay. But what is going on here? Yeah, we need the big fishes. We don't need the small fish. We need the big fish. Not this. These are small fishes. Because when you look at the money, it's too big for one person to have stolen that money at once. 800 million? No. This needs to be deep, deep. What do you think, family? Please drop a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's avoid this kind of shenanigans. The crime is growing in our country. ANC has failed us, and we know. At some point, we have to vote, not because our family vote for a certain organization, but we have to vote for the future of the country and the future of the new generation. Let's not vote with our eyes closed, because we'll keep on doing the same mistake. Let's try something new. Bravo, bravo, bravo.